Shalom Yasharallah, this is your brother Dawada coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostle and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. Salutation, much love for Yaki and pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I wanted to just touch on something that I spoke about at camp, dealing with this here Bilderberg meeting. I believe it's the first one in the last 2 years or so. But I mean, if you're not quite familiar with it, you can do your research on the Bilderberg group. Basically these they call like think tanks and everything else like that. You have different organizations, whether it be the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, and Committee of 300, and so on and so forth. All right, this is just one of them. Give you a quick rundown on what's going on here, and it just happened pretty much over the weekend. It's over with now, but it says the 68th Bilderberg meeting will take place from the 2nd to the 5th of June 2022 in Washington, D.C. About 120 participants from, let me slow that down. It says 120 participants from 21 countries have confirmed their attendance. As ever, a diverse group of political leaders and experts from industry, finance, academia, labor, and the media have been invited. All right, and they give you a list of the people here. All right, so just run down a couple of the topics, and we went into this, like I said, at camp, dealing with some of these different things and how they kind of link up with prophecies. All right, so this is the key topics to discuss this year: global political realignment, NATO challenges, China, the Indo-Pacific realignment, Sino-U.S. tech competition, Russia, continuity of government and economy, disruption of the global financial system, disinformation, energy security, sustainability, post-pandemic health, fragmentation of democratic societies, trade and deglobalization in Ukraine. And all this is going into, them trying to plan, plot, and strategize and getting their New World Order together and everything else like that. But anyway, going back into this here lesson, all right, I wanted to grab some precepts based off of these things that they have going on. All right, because ultimately, this is part of what Esau has, he sits in his, we're going to read about his secret councils, but he sits there and he plans, plots, and strategizes on how to take Jake out. All right. All these different things, as shape up, you've always heard the term New World Order. All right. Now, people come out with, oh, these are conspiracies about this and that. I mean, hey, man, those people on their own websites tell you exactly what they're doing, exactly what they planning and everything else like that. And, you have to ask yourself, why would they be planning on a lot of these things? And then also ask yourself if things that's going on, if it's just organic, just so happen to happen that way. Or, if these things are planned to happen these ways, man. All right. And this is, according to, what the scriptures say, these are prophecies just coming to pass. They're being shaped up and being fulfilled, through, basically, Esau and his pushing of his agenda, trying to get his New World Order. But hey, we know, as the scriptures say, when he's about to fill his belly, then the Most High shall rain it upon him. All right, so let's start here in Psalm 64. It says, to the chief musician, the Psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. All right, and that's what we should be, praying as well in these last times, because this is going to be, the last time that Esau is going to be able to come down on Jake, and it's going to end up in what we call Jacob's trouble. All right. So we should be praying to be, saved and delivered up out of this here place, man. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. And, they have their secret counsels. Like I said, you have a lot of these different, you can look up, I believe it's called, I mentioned it at camp, and it's called the Tavistock Institute. All right. And there's a longer title, but you can look that up. And there's an image of basically a bunch of names. And there's what you call not a squid, octopus pretty much in the middle. And it's showing all the little tentacles and all the little road maps of all these different groups and things like that they go into, and, just different sectors, just like how we read in that little article about the different people from, political leaders to the people from media, people from academia, and all these different places, and how they all tie into a lot of different things. These people, you wonder how you have a lot of different agendas going on today. Like, let's just say, for instance, the community agenda, right? You wonder why all of a sudden you're seeing all these different visuals on TV, and all the TV shows, all the TV shows got to have, somebody from the community in there. A lot of these TV shows are surrounded by those people. All right, a lot of the commercials are showing forth these people as well too. You're hearing a lot more books and stories being printed about these people as well too. All right, now also in that's just in media. Now, how about in academia? They're teaching and pushing these things in the schools and everything else like that. You think that that's a coincidence? That's just like how the majority of the population is thinking? Nah, they're actually the very small minority of the population, less than 5%. But because they have these people that's all together in these meetings that's pushing the same agenda, it seems to be overshadowing everything else. All right. So, hey, this is just what the things are going to right about now. All right. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who with their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. And so, hey, you also have these folks, like I said, a lot of these things that like we was just, read down through the different topics that they're, explaining and everything else like that don't seem so wicked just by what they're saying off face value. But then you look into it, comparably to the scriptures about certain things, with what's the deal with China and the U.S. situation and everything else like that. Well, that's basically a tech war that's going on between China and America of who's going to, basically, like Psalms 2 go into, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? What they're trying to plan on is the replacement of America once America falls and everything else like that. And they have to, and America's battling to dominate China in the tech industry. All right. Now you deal with, Russia going into Ezekiel 38 and everything else like that. All right. The global financial collapse. I forgot how they said economy and they had a different term as well too. But nevertheless, going into that, going into what? The MOTB. All right. All these different things they talk about, they had talks about NATO and things like that, the beast hating the whore. All right, all these things really touch on to what? Prophecy, disinformation, the famine of the word. All right, when you go into these things, man, hey, man, they're planning, plotting, and strategizing on how to, take out the elect, basically, man. All right, it says, verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And again, like I said, with a lot of these different things that's going on right now, you have to ask yourself, are these organic situations that's going on, or are these things being planned out? You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, the economy is collapsing and everything. You think that's just some organic shit that just, oh shit, we didn't know this was going to happen if we did this, or all of a sudden, them trying to go digital, they have the thing, problem, reaction, solution. If you don't understand that, you don't understand how these things come up. They can control a narrative to make certain things happen. It's just like you can get a kid to sit there and say, hey, I'm hungry, by doing what? Problem, reaction, solution. Well, guess what? We just not going to let this little kid eat. We're not going to feed the kid. We're not going to fix him nothing to eat or nothing else like that. We're going to just babysit him and keep him at the house and not let him snack, not let him get no food. Eventually, this kid is going to say, hey, I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just, hey, but if you're feeding the kid all day, he's not going to really ever say that he's hungry because he's always got food right then and there. He can freely go in and go grab snacks and go do this and that. But hey, if you want that kid if you verbally want him to say that he's hungry, just make sure that he don't get no food. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the course of a day and running around and everything else like that, food or water. Let him go outside and run around. And he's going to get thirsty, man. He's going to come in there and he's going to ask for something to drink. But, you may think that that's so-called organic, but no, what you didn't tell the kid was, look, I didn't told you to go outside and run around the yard. I know that was going to dehydrate you, make you want some water, make you want something to eat, or you have a kid, you run them around, like with little babies, and not babies, but, a little older than babies, you run them around the house and shit like that. So they get tired and they go to bed instead of, you telling the little kid, go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. All right, well, we're going to run you and get all that energy up out of you. And then all of a sudden now you're tired and things like that. So this is the same way Esau has these certain types of ways to make things happen with certain things, man. All right. It says, verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep. Man, so like I was explaining, they understand how to manipulate your minds and doing certain things. They can make you do, I use a very light example, something that we all know about if you've ever, had children or babysit children and things like that, or have young siblings and things like that, about, certain things, little kids, they always hungry. They always want snacks. But hey, if you don't give them one, they can be like, I'm hungry. I want something to drink, or I want this, or I want that, or shit, just have a little child around you. And then you be sitting there drinking like some juice or something like that. They're going to come and asking for it eventually. You know what I'm saying? But hey, there's certain things that Esau knows how to do to, push and promote, in your minds. You can look up what the guy's name was, Edward Bernays, all right, and propaganda and advertisement and things like that. They know how to use and do certain things to make people want certain things, whether it be, and again, you have people from the media that's at these meetings and stuff like that. They know how to push and promote certain things on TV. I always say to folks like, yo, bro, you ain't never seen no Rolls Royce commercial. You ain't never seen no Lamborghini commercial. If you do see Gucci and stuff like that, it's always like cologne or some shit. But you don't never see them really having commercials for their clothes, their bags, or nothing like that, or these expensive ass alcohols and stuff like that. What is it called? Ace of Spades, I think it is, the Jay-Z one. You don't really see no commercials on that, but how do you know about these things? Oh, they subliminally, not really subliminally, but they slide them inside your music, the rap songs and everything else like that. They make rap songs about it, and then all of a sudden now Jake is like desiring to have these things. Like, well, what you know about a damn Rolls Royce? You would have never seen no damn Rolls Royce where you live at and everything else like that. You ain't never seen no Rolls Royce dealership and nothing else like that over there. But hey, when they start showing you these in the music videos and everything else like that, then all of a sudden, you want to go get you a Rolls Royce. Then all of a sudden you want to go get you what they call a like or like these expensive ass watches. Like, you don't even know what the hell these watches are. All of a sudden now you want to what they call them Philip Petites or something like that, and all these other expensive ass watches. Like I said, I don't even know the damn names of them. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, I mean, I ain't never been around none of them. But hey, because they put them in the rap songs, you know about it. So they know how to make you want certain things based off of what they want you to want. You know what I'm saying? So hey, they know how about this diligent search about what makes you tick and what makes you, yearn for certain things, man. All right. It says, and also, when it comes to the great temptations coming upon the whole earth, man, they understand about, what your weak points and your vulnerabilities are when it comes to, what they're going to need to do for you to be able to take this here chip, man. Some people are going to just sit there and fold because, of starvation and hunger and things like that. Some people are going to bend due to, their families and things like that. And some people, they have what they call FOMO, the fear of missing out. Some people just want to be, first in line to have everything, don't want to be missed out on certain things. They've seen that with the so-called lockdowns and things like that, and you can't go here, you can't go there unless you have this and you have that. And then some people was like, man, I ain't finna get that. But then, hey, they was locked down in their house for so long. They were like, bump that, I'm finna go do this. And, you had people that never really traveled, never really went out and everything else like that. But because they was locked down in their house, now all of a sudden they going out traveling, doing all kind of things just because he told them they couldn't go nowhere. But again, Esau knows how to mess with the people's minds to do these things. All right. Continuing on. Verse 7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded, so that they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. And, talking about those whistleblowers and things like that, you have a lot of people that, go into a lot of these different things about what's going on with, not just, the brothers in the truth, but, a lot of these Edomites and things like that. They go into, the expose of a lot of the things that's going on in, with these secret councils and things. And I believe may have been, this was way, way, way back in the day. I believe that I came across the Bilderbergs way back in the day from Alex Jones. This was shit like early 2000s. All right. Now, I believe it was him that snuck into one of their meetings, or it was one of these other meetings he snuck into way back when. But nevertheless, a lot of these different events and these things was exposed by what their own people, man. All right, just like on that same program on Alex Jones way back when, you had Aaron Russo, who wound up exposing the agenda of what was going on, what was going to happen with the war in the Middle East. All right, also he exposed about the MOTB and the elites plan for chipping everybody. All right, now granted, you can say, oh, well, you listening and talk to Alex Jones and all these, or listen to Alex Jones to believe all that. Hey, man, sometimes those people, I mean, sometimes you got to get rid of the messenger, right? And just listen to the message. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, regardless of if this man is always 100% right, or if he's always 100% wrong, or if he's paid off or whatever, sometimes truth slips through on his platform. I don't know if he's still around or not, but granted, you know what I'm saying, way back when, of course, sometimes some of the things he say is way off. But nevertheless, hey, man, there's certain things that just because, he say certain offlandish shit don't mean he can't be saying nothing that's true. And as we see with the Aaron Russo situation, that became very much true. All right. So it says, verse 9, and all men shall fear and and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider his doings. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. All right. And let me also read this as well too, because this is um also a part of their secret councils. Nahum 3 and 4. All right. It says and I'm gonna read this also in the NLT. It says because of the multitude of the whoredom of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredom, and families through her witchcraft, right? And so this is, dealing with America, modern day. Over here it says Nineveh, but modern day America. It says all this because Nineveh, the beautiful and faithless city, all right. And that's what here in America is, that faithless city, all right. Mistress of deadly charms, all right, and that's also what they do. They enchant you with all kind of. Well, let me keep reading. It says, let me go back. It says, mistress of deadly charms. Like I was saying. Well, it's down at the further bottom. Let me just finish. Mistress of deadly charms, enticing the nations with her beauty. She taught them all magic, enchanting people everywhere. And that's one of the things that America does, man. They sell you false dreams. They have what they call the American dream. All right. But you start, the only way to have the American dream, you must be what? Sleep. You know how they say stay woke. You have to be woke to everything that's going on and everything else like that. But for you to have this American dream, you have to be sleep. Which means you have to be lost in the sauce on that Babylonian juice out here to believe that this shit is that way. Because like the scriptures say, this is not our rest. This place is polluted. It'll destroy you. Look at all these famous rappers and musicians, athletes, and everything else like that. They get on that roller coaster. They get real high up, but then they fall lower than where they even started out at, man. You think that you can achieve and move forward in this here place, but this ain't our kingdom, man. This place ain't for you, man. So what? But they entice you and enchant you with the ways, the glitz and the glam, the shining lights and everything else like that, man. All right, with their so-called, hey, man, just hell, look at what the hell's going on right now financially. Same thing that what happened in 2008. They entice people to get these home mortgages, then crash the market. They entice you to go to college, take out student loans, and then all of a sudden you can't pay them back. And you got a degree, but you'll never make enough money to pay the student loan back. And after everything is said and done, you basically making the same amount of money as working at McDonald's. All right. They tell you about these women out here, but half of them ain't even women. And the other half of these women is going to run you through the court system. So, hey, man, what is this here place really besides an enticing trap to snare your soul up, man? All right. So like I said, man, in order to have the so-called American dream, you have to be asleep. All right. And if you're asleep and you so-called protecting to the American dream, you're going to wake up to what? The American nightmare. All right. If you wake up, all right. Some people are just so far gone, like the 2/3, they're blinded. They just sleepwalking out in this bad boy, man. All right. They so-called starting to love their bad dream. All right. But hey, this here, let me read down a little bit. Verse 5, it says, behold, I'm against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and thy shame. All right. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock. So like I was saying about this American dream, people, they would say, hey, from outside the country, people would say, hey, the streets is paved with gold in America. We got to go to America to make money and everything else like that and all these things. But now, look, these nations are looking at America as like, yo, man, is this the man who made the earth to tremble? They all going back to their own home right now because they realizing it ain't nothing good over here. America is now looking like a third world country, especially right now where you have these massive terrorist attacks that's going off every other damn day with these Edomites bugging out here, shooting up the spot. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's planned or whether it's organic, which I believe that, Esau got his hand into that. But, that's neither here nor there. At the end all be all is just, the devil coming down into you having great wrath because he knows he has but a short time. He's trying to implement, the byproduct of it is taking away, those arms. All right. So he can, come down with the whip, man, basically, but not going too far into that, but just the fact that these nations are looking at America's like, yo, man, this ain't the place to be no more, man. How about we pack up and go somewhere else? Because America's looking like a third world shitty country nowadays, man. But hey, nevertheless, this is, going into touching under that secret council of the wicked, man. All right, how they plan and plotting on Jake, and we'll close out with this. How they plan and plotting on Jake. What am I looking for? Job 5:12, it says, he disappointed the device of the crafty, so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right. So, well, let me read it in the NLT. It says, He frustrates the plan of the schemers so that the work of their hands will not succeed. He traps the wise in their own cleverness so that the cunning schemes are thwarted. All right. And so, hey, ultimately, we can close out with that. Um, Job 20:22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eaten. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So, hey, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High is going to interrupt his enterprise, his new world order. He's going to stop him in his tracks, all right, with those thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, so as you see all these different things, Esau is going, what they say, going for the gusto. You see them still moving forward with their little plans, their agendas, and everything else like that. But at the end all be all, the Most High is also working towards his plans. This is all, how you say, culminating in the climax of the movie here, man. All right, where what? Esau coming down with great wrath, knowing he has but a short time trying to implement his new world order. All right, and at the same time as he's going to go push that MOTB, that chip, all right, the great temptation coming down upon the whole earth. That's when the Most High is going to send Yahweh Shah to come and deliver up his elect, man. All right, but hey, I just want to touch on this because this is something I spoke about at camp about, the council of the wicked and everything else going on. And, hey, man, you want to see these people in their little plans and they plots. You just had the World Economic Forum meeting. All right, now you had the Bilderberg meeting. All right, you have all these different secret councils and things like that where the mainstream people, of America, they don't know what the hell be going on. They think that, all the planning and everything happens, in the White House or the Senate and the Congress building and everything else like that. Nah, man, you can read further into that website about how those people, they show up not as officials. All right, let's just say hypothetically, let's say Joe Biden was to show up, right? He's not showing up on behalf of the president of the United States. He's just showing up as a regular fucking citizen, just a regular person, or let's say the president of CNN or something like that show up. They not showing up on behalf of CNN. They showing up just as a regular person. All right. And then they can go take these things back into their, whatever they do with their regular life, so they say. But ultimately, this is just these so-called pawns they put into these places and everything else to control their agenda. This is up higher up than what you see is the presidency, the Senate, and all these different things and stuff like that, man. These are these think tanks have been in power a lot longer than your president has been in power. All right. Before I close out, if you look up this guy, he's dead now, but his name was Sir Big Brzezinski. This guy been in the office since I believe Jimmy Carter, if not a little bit before that, all the way up to Barack Obama. Then he wound up passing away, but he had been in office as an advisor, all right, to the president of the United States for that whole time throughout all those different presidents. He's been one of the guys advising these presidents. Also, like you have like Henry Kissinger type thing, but George Soros and everybody else like that. But hey, man, these people are the ones that sit in these secret councils, all right, and plan, plotting, and strategizing on how to overthrow Jake. But like the scriptures say, there's no enchantment against the children of Israel, going into the elect, because why? We first and foremost have, the protection of the Most High on us, right? And he gives us the eyes and the ears to see these things that's going on so that what, like the scriptures say, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. So, hey, man, Lord's will that the Lord, hasten the day and deliver us up out of this here place. All right. So, Lord's will, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and I rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.